I'm Dan Holmes. I'm the Director of Operations at KestrelX, and this is the KX2, which is a modified risen 916 Super Velocity. So made by Porto Aviation and modified by us. So we're just going to do a quick walk around and talk about the airplane and why we use it for UAS replication. So our objective at KestrelX is to provide manned simulations of unmanned aerial vehicles. So things like the one-way attack drones that are being used in Ukraine and against Israel, as well as against shipping lanes in the Med. So we use this airplane because we can make it as small on radar as those drones that are attacking Ukraine and also the shipping lanes in Israel, so the KAZ-4 and the Shahed-136. So this airplane has a Rotax 916 160 horsepower engine in it. It's been modified to make it narrower, so it's very aerodynamic, as well as reduces the radar cross-section. We've modified the canopy. We've used radar absorbent materials on leading edges out there. And then it also can carry payloads such as things that simulate the uplink and downlink of a UAV that's out there, as well as emitter pods, and we can carry pods on the wings. We have hard points that we put on it as well as that. So it's a full two-place cockpit. It's got a full Garmin avionics suite in it, so it's capable of flying in IFR or in the clouds in IMC conditions via GPS. We primarily navigate via GPS. We comply with all FAA airworthiness requirements. This aircraft is certified experimental exhibition, and we fly it to demonstrate those low observable properties in it. Just doing a quick walk around. Here's the cockpit with the two-place thing with luggage in back. The wings, the entire airplane is a monocoque carbon fiber structure to that. We have two different configurations of our airplanes. Some carry 46 gallons, some carry 52 gallons of fuel in the wings through both a main tank and a tip tank to do that. We have our materials out here. You can see the antennas on the top and the bottom. We use those. We have both UHF and VHF radio capability, as well as that is what the antennas we use to do our UAS emission simulations. If we look under here along the wing of the other airplane, out there you'll see a bracket hanging down. That is a hardpoint mount for carrying a pod. So this airplane just doesn't have it here right now. Retractable landing gear. It's important that we make the airplane as skinny as possible. This landing gear is very well sealed to the fuselage and makes a great makes the airplane very fast. We can go as fast as 240 knots, but typically UAVs don't fly that fast, so we will fly as slow as the UAV flies down to about 60 knots. GPS antenna on the top. Why V-tail? Well, fewer flight control surfaces. The airplane is slicker and faster. It also is less observable to radar when you don't have as many forward-facing surfaces. So that's why we use a V-tail configuration. And you'll see all the Risens have the same configuration. So the airplane was the best we could find for doing this job. Coming around the flaps. Out there, Fowler flaps, so they actually have 4 positions. They allow us to get to a very slow airspeed. The airplane basically stalls below 40 knots and can fly as fast as 240 true, which is kind of what we already discussed. And then the left side looks a lot like the right side, so bringing us back up to the cockpit with a center stick. This particular airplane has a automatically controlled propeller. Out there, other ones have a manually controlled propeller, and then the Rotax is a fuel-injected engine, so we don't need a mixture control for that.